Hello, class. I've had several of you running into the issue of your project folders being too large to upload to Brightspace. I mentioned this a couple times earlier on in the announcement, in the announcement videos, but essentially your project folders, when zipped, need to be under 2 gigabytes. Okay? If they're over 2 gigabytes, Brightspace will not accept them. All right? And I will not be accepting any assignment submissions outside of Brightspace. So it's important that you're getting your project folders to be under that size. There are a couple things that you can do, and I'm going to start off by just showing you the main thing you can do to help with your project. All right, so let's go ahead and start with that. So here's this GRA 311_1_2. This is the part of that tutorial that I made for the wind chimes. If I right click on this and say show in folder, here we go, and then it shows me the project folder, right? So I'm going to click on this Unreal Projects, and here's the project folder. Let's check out the size of this. If I hover over it, it says size is 3.05 gigabytes, okay? So there are several things that are making this quite large, but mainly it's the save data and the content, right? Like, so if you've downloaded a bunch of asset packs for your level, and it's, that's really going to bloat the size of your environment and your project folder, which you need to turn in. So you should only be saving the assets that you're using. However, you don't want to go into your content folder or your content browser inside of Unreal Engine and just start deleting stuff because you can start deleting connections that are important. So let's go ahead and open up this level, and I'll show you what you can do to approach this. All right, here we go. So this opened up like the default level, which I didn't change. I should have. Anyway, but I'll go to File, Open Level, and it's one of these that I had saved. Let's look at this one. Let's see. I'll find it. All right, it was this rural Australia example 1 map. And if I come over here to rural Australia and I go to maps, right, yours might be, it might say levels, but here it is. Here's that content, okay? So now that I have that open, I'm going to go back here, and I need to use the same version of Unreal that I created this in, so I did that in 5.1. So I'll click Launch here at 5.1. My goal is to create a new blank project that's empty, right? And I want to make sure that starter content on this new project is unchecked. We will not be utilizing most of the starter content. So I'm going to click on Games, make sure this is set to blank, make sure starter content is unchecked. And I'll name this, I can name it like GRA_migrate, something like that, and hit create. And you can see it shows up down here, and it's going to go ahead and create that new level or that new project. All right, here is the new project. Let's go ahead and look at, where is it? We go here, right? Here's that new project that I named GRA Migrate. Let's go ahead and check it out. So we have 2 projects, this initial one, right? And this is 3 gigabytes. And this new one, which is 9 megabytes, very small, all right? So we need to go to the project that has our level in it, this one, right? And you're going to look up maps. You're going to find, essentially you're going to find the level, right, that says level. You could type it in up here if you wanted. You're going to find the level for a class that you made, right? Then I will right click on this and go to Asset Actions, and where it says Export Migrate, I'm going to click on Migrate. Then I will, let's see, I want to say don't save this. So here are all the assets that are being used just inside of this level. Okay, this includes static meshes, textures, effects, etc. So I'm going to keep all this checked and I'll hit OK. And I need to put this in the content folder of the new project. So I'm going to go back here to Unreal Projects. I'm going to double click on GRA_migrate, double click on content to open it up, and then I'll just hit select folder. It's going to go ahead and migrate this over. All right, it's finished migrating. Let's minimize this. You'll see that in the new project, even if you left it open, there'll be this rural Australia map or whatever the name of your content was that is now migrated into your empty level. So I can go to maps here, right? And here it is. So I'm going to open this up. And it's loading all the shaders. You can see preparing shaders down here. And you'll see all the texture pop and everything happen as everything loads in. This is good. So yeah, just want to, check the migration, examine everything and make sure that everything is as it should be, which this is the exact same. So once that's done, I can then go and let's check it out. So GRA migrate, show in folder, and Unreal Project. So again, this initial one is 3.06 gigabytes, and this new one is 1.73 gigabytes. So just almost, not quite, but very close to just half the size. So that should fix it, ideally, right? And again, you don't really want to be using a ton of, downloading tons and tons of assets that you're not going to be using. Or at the very least, just make sure you go through this migration. There are some other ways we can decrease the file size. This should be good enough. However, if this is not enough, then let me know and I will help you further. All right, so if you've done this correctly, this is the entire project and this is what you would right click on, right, and send to compressed zip folder. You could also inside of the engine here, GRA migrate, I could go file, zip project, and zip it in there. And let's go back here, right? And it's zipping, and this will be substantially smaller than 1.7 gigabytes as well. So, all right, hopefully this helps. Reach out if you have further questions, and yeah, I'll catch you next time.